Tierney Sutton got together recently with instrumentalists and a producer to craft a new album of songs she hoped would be a breakthrough to jazz stardom.
The Los Angeles Times describes Tierney Sutton as a remarkable talent with an impressive display of subtle musicality.
How about we're number one? How about the #1 vocalist in jazz radio right now?
Her light, pitch-perfect voice takes you back to a time when jazz was king.
I wasn't really exposed to any jazz until I was in my late teens, early 20s. I remember thinking, this is the most beautiful thing I've ever heard. As I surrounded myself with great musicians, I take lots of elements from those musicians and from the music that I listen to. You know, every time we do a record and I listen to what happens in the studio, I am struck by the level of collaboration that we have as a quartet. The critics really got that, and we got review after review after review saying this band is really amazingly connected. I would, you know, stand up and say that each one of them is one of the world's greatest players of their instrument. I don't have any fear of saying that. When we're playing, we always think about wanting to be one with each other. I like to create a feeling when I'm singing with the band and they're playing with me that you can't really tell where my note ends and their note begins. And that feeling of oneness and harmony is something people are looking for. And we're kind of in a state of meditation when we're playing together. The last albums that I did, the first one was a tribute to jazz instrumentalists, and it was called Unsung Heroes. And the second album that I did for Teller is called Blue and Green, and it's a tribute to jazz pianist Bill Evans. I first learned something cool because I did a concert that was a tribute to June Christy. As I thought about it, I realized that there's something kind of cool associated with virtually every one of these songs.
The Wisconsin-born jazz singer has devoted her latest CD to some of the lesser-known standards of Frank Sinatra. The album released this week is called Dancing in the Dark.
Dancing in the Dark is a tribute to the ballad work of Frank Sinatra. When I was introduced to the ballad albums that he made in the 50s with Gordon Jenkins and Nelson Riddle, which was only about 10 years ago that I first heard those records, I said, okay, this is the greatest ballad singing I've ever heard. I really wanted to do a record that paid tribute to those songs of Frank Sinatra.
Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. I get your place on Route 66. You gotta show me. Oh, waking up, you're sleepy, you can't rub your eyes, get out of bed. Ding dong, she's gone where the double's gone. Below your hole, let's dance and laugh and sing and ring the bell. You came along and everything started to hum. Still, it's a real good bet, the best is yet to come. The best is yet to come, and babe, won't it be fine? Wait till you see that sunshine day.